Okay, so now in this one, we are going to look at our very last section, the very upper section of our pentatonic, and add in a couple more notes to make that a little bit more expressive. So let's go for it. All right. So far we got our lower section right here. Then we have our middle section. Of course, with adding in those extra notes to make them more interesting. So now our upper section is so now we're gonna use that, and first you improvise with that a little bit, and then we'll add in some extra notes. So let's take a look at the tones. Here's our root. This note right here. This is an E, which is our fifth, and right here, that's our third. So out of this, it's only this note right here. This is a non-chord tone and we're talking about A minor. This is actually a seventh tone, so this would be a chord tone for A minor seventh. But yeah, for now we'll think of that as our tension tone. So you're just going to do the same thing we've been doing all along. Just going to jam along with that with those four tones. Again, first you can just go through it. And then let's make some tunes with it. Tension, chord tone, chord tone, chord tone. Okay, later on you'll be doing stuff like so, as you see, there's only a limited amount of creativity in just those. Usually what we do is, I kind of use these in the pentatonic way, like when I'm just mixing things up, which you're going to want to do pretty soon, but I'll mix all these up, and you want to overlap them and everything later on, but you want to get used to these different sections all on their own first. So what we're going to do now is going to add some notes into this so we can get a little bit more creative with it. So we have these sort of like rectangle. We're going to add in some extra notes between. So we have this note. We're going to go over here, put our second finger on the 6th fret, and then there's our pentatonic note, and then pentatonic note. Now we're going to add this note right here to 7th fret, and pentatonic note. So it's fingers 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. You're going to do the same thing. Go up and back down a few times, getting used to that. Do it as many times as you need to make sure you got a good handle on it. And then you're going to start improvising with it and using the chord tone, non-chord tone thing. Remember, the chord tones are these two notes. And then this one over here in the corner. Those are your chord tones. So here we go. Let's go through it. Again, try it, see if you can apply alternate picking now. You want to start getting used to that. Just do that a few times. And improvise now. Start at a tone. 2, 3. See that tension? Resolve. Tension. Resolve it. Tension. Resolve. A little bit of tension. A little more tension. Chord tone. tension. Finally resolve it. Resolve it. Tension. Tension. Resolve. Chord tone. Next chord tone. Tension. Tension. See how that works? Chord tone. Tension. Tension. Then resolve. Yep. And then, of course, I started to get a little bit more into it a little bit there. I was trying to keep it simple, but sometimes I just want to rip it up a little bit. So, yeah, get used to that section right there. Use, again, the chord tone, non-chord tone approach. And just get really used to that. Don't use any other notes. So you're just going to be able, you're going to basically be using this section. There's a pentatonic and full scales. And then you this one. And you got these extra notes. You also got this other section right here where you have these three. This is the same section. And of course you have this extra note here. So you have all that to play around with in that section. And then that was a little harder because you got to do stretches. And then this section. And the extra notes there. So you want to make sure what you do is really focus on each section really well. Get to feel pretty comfortable in those and be able to create some decent melodies. And then later on we'll kind of mix them all together. But you want to, this is a good place to really stop and focus for a bit. And just take one a day. You know, if you don't have a lot of time, pick one a day. Keep jamming on that. Maybe the lower section on one day, maybe the middle section you'll do it on another day, the upper section on another day. If you have extra time, then you can add in another section in there. Or if you're practicing for 2 hours for some reason, you could do all 3 sections. But it's all about getting really comfortable in those smaller areas so you can really get to know where all those chord tones are. And then and later on, what we're going to do is go through the whole full scale patterns in this area, and then we'll also go through the arpeggios and all this other stuff. But for now, just get used to those certain 3 sections and jamming in those, and start to get used to where those chord tones are and how to cause tension with the other tones, and that's just going to make your solo sound good. So that's it for now. We'll work on this stuff, and yeah, we'll move on from here. All right, we'll see you in the next one.